guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Hero Show. A little later than advertised, as normal. We've been moving house in the last week, so it's been pretty much full throttle. All go. You never realize how much stuff you have until you start moving. So things starting to calm down a little bit now, though. So get back on the YouTube stuff. Podcasts will be back on their way soon as well. But as well as the move, which has obviously taken up a lot of time last week, was just an extremely busy week. So thank you to every single person who walked through the door. Obviously with it being half term, with the spend local cards, which of course we accept. Just a little bit of everything. It was just a really, really busy week. So for that, we say thank you very much to everyone who came through the doors, I say. So this is essentially some new stuff that came in this week. I may have went a little crazy with the trade orders this week. Went proper crazy. I think I placed 3 separate orders. And then of course we've got the new releases this week as well. So it's for the 3rd of November. So just take you through what came out. So first of all, a brand new release this week. We have the final volume of American Vampire, which is American Vampire 1976. So this, of course, is the creator-owned series from Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque. Lovely hardcover for this one, so it is. And again, this is a fitting send-off to the brilliant series that is American Vampire. If you've never read American Vampire from the start, I highly recommend it. You could jump in here. It'll still be a really good story. You may lose a little bit, though, compared to not knowing everything that came before. But it was a 12-issue miniseries, as I say, collected into a rather glorious hardcover. Speaking of glorious hardcovers and great series, this week sees the release of Joker Volume 1. So this has been fantastic. Jim Stinney IV, Guillaume March on art for this series. This was essentially when they stopped doing Batman as a fortnightly title and made it monthly. So the main title from Tynion was monthly, but then they did a separate title called Joker. It meant they could split the artists, but it wasn't like... With Batman, it could get a little frustrating if it was one artist, one issue, but a different artist the next. So what they were able to do is just have Jorge Jimenez on Batman and Guillaume March on this. Absolutely essential. One of the best titles this year, I would say. We're always ordering the Epic collections as well, which, again, just in case you're new to them, are perfect color reprints of older issues. So what I've done is I've ordered in a couple for Silver Surfer. This one is Resurrection. This is from Ron Marz, Jim Starlin predominantly, also Ron Lim on art. This was essentially because there was the news in the previews book that they're bringing back Silver Surfer, which looks great, and it's going to be story set in this era of Silver Surfer, so I thought it'd be cool to get that in. And you can't get Silver Surfer in without getting the very start of it in. So this is When Calls Galactus. This is from Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and this is Silver Surfer from the very start. This was before he was even in his own title. So this is volume 1. This is predominantly issues from Fantastic Four and Tales to Astonish. That's all the early Surfer stuff if you want to get into Marvel's probably second best character overall. Daredevil, of course, being first. Next up we have Meenaka New York. This is a fantastic horror title, which was from Elliot Callan and art by Andrea Muti, who's fast becoming an artist to keep an eye out for. Does a really good Aftershock title as well called Bunny Mask. Focuses on horror a lot. This was essentially a serial killer who stalks New York. Reminds you a little bit of Jason Voorhees, but the whole point of it was that you can get great real estate in New York for really cheap, but you just have to put up with this one condition. There is a serial killer that stalks the streets. A little restocking this week for Stray Dogs. This keeps selling out. This, of course, is the title we've talked about before. Silence of the Lambs meets, All Dogs Go to Heaven. Really, really cool title. This was the first volume. A sequel is on its way in December, I want to say, as well. So if you want to get in from the start, that is Stray Dogs. Another little bit of Surfer stuff. This was a brilliant title from Donny Cates. And the best part of this, though, Cates' writing's good, but Tradmer's art is so trippy and psychedelic. It was a 5-issue mini-series, and then this led into events from Keenan Black as well. Another couple of restocks. I'm a big fan of Haha from W. Maxwell Prince. This, of course, is the Clown Anthology series. 6 different issues, 6 different artists, 6 different stories. Really, really good stuff, that. Time Before Time, of course, I had to get more in. Hopefully you've seen the announcement through social media, but just in case, we have a signing in December. It'll be on Saturday the 4th of December with writer of this Declan Shelby and co-creator. Also writer of Bog Bodies, been an artist on everything from Moon Knight to Daredevil to Batman. And a thoroughly nice bloke as well. Just in case, we'll certainly give more details out closer to the time, but essentially it's going to be a free signing. They'll be here 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We'll limit the people coming in the same sort of way we did on Free Comic Book Day. So, 10 people at a time, queue outside if necessary. I have no idea what sort of reception to expect, but I do think it'll be really, really busy. So Here's hoping. But yeah, Time Before Time back in stock. We will have loads of Dex stuff on the day as well, but you're more than welcome to bring your own stuff to get signed as well. Next up, we have Department of Truth. So we're up to volume 2 of this, the James Tynion IV and Martin Simmons title. This one's called The City Upon a Hill. What's interesting with this is it's collecting issues 8 to 13, which means it's missing out issues 6 and 7. And 6 and 7 were two sort of one-shot issues by different artists. So I think they're going to be just kept to the single issue format, whereas the trades are going to be very much just for the James Tynion scripted and Martin Simmons drawn stuff as well. Oh, Joker's so good, it's in here twice. What do we got next? Next volume is out of Strange Academy. This is a great all ages title through Marvel. This is volume 2, which is called Bright Side. So this is going to collect issues 7 to 12. This is Scotty Young writing and Humberto Ramos on art. Another restock here as well. We're big fans of The Last Witch. This is from Conor McCreary and VV Glass. If you like a little bit of Irish mythology, if you like high fantasy, it's definitely got a sort of Lord of the Rings / Bone-ish feeling to it as well. Just really good, and this was the complete mini-series. Hopes are high that'll come back for a second one. Omnibus time. This week we have Superman and Batman Generations Omnibus. So this is going back to the John Byrne stuff, I believe. Yep, yes indeed. So this is basically collecting Superman and Batman Generations 1 to 4, Superman and Batman Generations 2, 1 to 4, and then Superman and Batman Generations 3, 1 to 12. So yeah, if you want to get into some classic Batman, Superman stuff, this is the place to jump into that. Nice big omnibus as well, and it's more reasonably priced, around £65. A lot of omnibuses tend to be around the £80-90 mark. Speaking of epic collections, we have Conan, The Coming of Conan. So this is volume 1 of Conan, The Marvel Years. So again, this is bringing in your stuff, your Ray Thomas, your Barry Windsor-Smith, and this is the first 15 issues of Conan as well. So if you want to get into Conan from the start, that is you sorted. Really good mini-series from Boom Studios. This was written by Grant Morrison, co-written by Alex Child, who of all things is known for Holby City, but is now a comic book writer. Art by Naomi Franquise. This is an all-ages horror title about a famous road in America that is said to be haunted. It's based on a lot of true-life myths and legends. All-ages stuff, very Stranger Things in sort of vibe, maybe a touch more horror to it than Stranger Things, but still a good all-ages title for that one. A couple of older issues of, or older volumes I should say, of Nightwing, so just pre the Tom Taylor stuff. This is going back to when Dan Jurgens is on the title, Scott Lobdell. This is the whole Rick Grayson years, which then leads up to that triumphant return in Tom Taylor's series. Another horror title, I Walk with Monsters. So this was really class. Actually, I collected this in single issues. This is done through Vault Comics, and it's to do with a little girl who can see monsters, and the monsters protect her. Paul Cornell on writing for this one. Really cool title. And again, Vault Comics are starting to put out the trades now, which is great to see. Big omnibus collection in this week as well. So we have Outcast, the complete compendium. So Kirkman's great at putting these compendiums out. I mean, you have obviously all the Walking Dead compendiums, you have the Invincible compendium. Now this is Outcast. This contains the entire 48 issue series. So if you think of Walking Dead as zombies, this is to do with exorcism essentially. Great horror storytelling. Paul Azaceta on art is superb. Really atmospheric. And again, that is the whole tale. It's not on the Compendium 1, Compendium 2. That's the whole thing. A big release this week is definitely Die Volume 4, Bleed. This is the final volume of Die, so it finished at issue 20 and has been absolutely brilliant. So Kieran Gillen, Stephanie Hans, role-playing, horror. I don't need to say much more about that. And then a couple just to finish off, a little bit of Star Wars in this week. So you have Star Wars The High Republic. This is the first volume of this called There Is No Fear. So this is from Cavan Scott. And this contains the first 5 issues, Ario and Danito on art as well. So really good feedback on that. It's very popular on the single issue pull lists. And then one last title just to finish off with, which is Nuclear Family from Aftershock Comics, from Stephanie Phillips and Tony Shastin. And again, this was really cool. This was all about a nuclear strike was about to go off in America, and a family went underground, and they come back up, and basically they think that it's like 2 days later, but it's actually 10 years later. Where did the time go? What happened? Good mystery, good sci-fi, plays on the sort of nuclear horrors of the 50s and all that sort of paranoid time. But yeah, really cool stuff as well. So that is it. Those are all going out today. I'm recording this on the Wednesday morning just before we get going. Again, their video's a little late, just life's a bit upside down at the moment, but I still want to get this stuff out there, and the pull list video you'll find elsewhere as well on the network. So anyway, Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it proved useful. Hope it's always cool seeing the stuff that's coming in. And again, if anything appeals to you, just get in touch and we'll get you sorted. So hope you guys are staying safe out there. I need this. It's early in the morning. Take it easy.